What's up, YouTube? We're back again with another Jeep project. We have a new used 242 HD transfer case going in the one and only Jeep. Once again, it decided to cause me some grief and eat some parts. But I guess when you swap a transfer case in and you don't know where it came from or how many miles or anything about it, you take a risk. This did come out of a 99. And I have an 04 Grand Cherokee, but today we will be swapping that out. Thankfully, it's 97 degrees outside and it is 72 inside the shop, and we are on a nice 2-post lift. So that's really gonna help us along today. So here we go. So to start this project off, the first thing I'm gonna do is take off the skid plate here, and that'll give us some more access. The next thing I'm gonna do is remove the drive shaft, which is the 8mm bolts there, and this will slide out of the tail cone. 4 8mm bolts right there. Then that'll allow us to get the drive shafts out of the way. Then the next thing is disconnecting some of the accessories up there, which I'll show you next. Okay, so both drive shafts are out. 4 8mm bolts. Another 4 8mm bolts, and same up there. Drive shafts are out of the way. We have the skid plate gone, and that was 4 17mm bolts. The next thing I'm gonna do is try to remove this bracket that holds the shift linkage. Get that out of the way, and then I might consider dropping the transmission down a little bit and taking that mount off to get better access to the bolts back there. So there's 6 bolts that hold the transfer case on to the transmission output housing, one being right there, and it is just tucked far, far away. There's one, shoot, I didn't get the camera in there, tucked up in that hole, and there's 6 of them that go around. So it might be easier to drop the transmission down a little bit and get this cross member out of the way. So let me try to figure that out. So what I had to do is drop this transmission transfer case cross member to get some more room up above there. So what I did is these long bolts here actually go up here. So I took the long bolt out here and took one out here and threaded it up through there. So just swap those to give me clearance to let this come down, give me some more room up there without completely dropping this and making a mess. And I don't have anything to support the transmission if I actually took this crossmember out. If you have that, something to support the transmission, and totally take this crossmember out, the job will definitely be easier, but I'm making do without it right now. I have 2 more nuts to get off the back of the transfer case, and we'll be ready to slide it out. I have had to use a combination of 1/4-inch 14mm sockets, ratcheting 14mm wrenches, just to get into those tiny little places back up there. Let's see, like that's one of the most difficult ones stuck there. Now, if the transmission mount was up out of the way and gone, that would not be hard at all. So just gotta deal with what you're working with. Okay, so replacing that seal is pretty easy. I just pried it out with a few times around with this tool, and I incorrectly used the back side of this handle to just tap it into place around very lightly. A traditional seal driver probably wouldn't work in this scenario because this output shaft sticks out past the seal. So I just went around and tapped it in flush, and easy as that. All right, so update on the project. I put a new seal in here. No special tools required. Screwdriver, punch around, knock it out. Clean everything out here. I cleaned the splines, made sure everything was clean inside here. Then put some ATF on the inside of this and just tapped it in around. Don't necessarily need a special tool, although it helps, but screwdriver, 5-pound sledgehammer, just tap it in evenly around, good to go. Back here in the Jeep, got the old case on the ground, miscellaneous parts, tools everywhere, Ooh, ignore that rust. And got the new seal in there. I think I said it earlier. But let's throw it back together because I've been dreading lifting this 80-pound transfer case up here by myself. All right, y'all, the transfer case is back in. So time to start the long process of slowly tightening all the fasteners that can't keep the wrench on. Yep. I'll get you back when this is done. Still going. 1/16 of a turn at a time. Okay, we're back with the final update on the transfer case. We got the drive shaft back in on the rear and up there on the front. Only thing I've got left to do is hook the transmission temperature sensor back up, put the skid plate back, and then top off the fluid. I'm gonna run this briefly because there was just a little bit of old fluid left in here. So I put some fresh ATF plus 4 in the 242 HD. Gonna run that for a little bit and I'll flush it out. It's cheap enough. Might as well be better safe than sorry. And hopefully this transfer case will last the rest of the life of the vehicle because I don't wanna do this again. So thanks for watching. I hope this was at least somewhat helpful. And at the end of this video, I will lay out all the tools that I use to put this in, especially the ones to get in those hard to reach areas up in there. So I used either a 14 millimeter or 9/16 stubby ratcheting wrench, long ratcheting wrench, 1/4 inch drive, 9/16 14 millimeter. Also had a 3/8 and a 3/8 ratchet. Some swivels help and some adapters help. Use this for the 8 millimeter bolts on the drive shafts. Makes it easier with the 1/4 inch ratchet. But I will highly suggest you get a ratcheting stubby wrench, ratcheting regular size wrench, and the 1/4 inch drive. These will make your job much easier. All right, guys, thanks for watching. And if you have any comments or questions, post them down below and I'll be happy to answer them.